Over the past 45 years, Oman has been able to boast impressive achievements in setting up a modern state along the lines laid down by the builder of its modern Renaissance, His Majesty Sultan Qaboos bin Said. His Majesty has pointed out that the creation of this modern state has been achieved through a series of deliberate and carefully studied steps aimed at building the present and paving the way for the future. Shahid Lujain and Sharma are shining examples of what the Omani education system can produce. Always a major national priority, education has been constantly modernized and upgraded over the years. In 2015, Omani students won a NASA Prize in the Intel Science and Engineering competition for their Supporting Life on Mars project. It was one of over 1,700 projects submitted by 75 countries from around the world. Today, in 2015, there are 1,077 schools in the country's towns and villages. Currently, in response to the global upsurge in knowledge, technology and the sciences, the Ministry of Education is taking steps to raise standards and improve the quality of the graduates from the educational system. Similar measures are also being applied to the higher education institutions, which are the next step on the ladder for most of the country's general diploma graduates. Performance criteria are being upgraded for the government and private colleges and universities. There are 29 government and private universities, colleges and institutes of higher education in the Governorate of Muscat, as well as a further 30 similar institutions in the Sultanate's other governorates. With an annual intake of over 30,000 students and a total of over 100,000 registered male and female students, the range of disciplines available at these institutions provides their students with the opportunity to develop their skills and potential, while enabling them to respond to the demands of the local labour market and help accelerate their country's economic development. In addition to its function of serving the community, Sultan Qaboos University, which received its first batch of students in 1986, is Oman's leading institution of higher education, scientific research and creative innovation, and collaborates closely with its counterparts and other bodies both at home and abroad. Upgrading the educational system is an ongoing process, and His Majesty Sultan Qaboos bin Said has issued instructions for the establishment of a new university. The University of Oman will be at the forefront of invention, innovation and creativity, while meeting the rising demand for engineering qualifications, modern technology and the logistics sector, which is likely to grow significantly in future. The Ministry of Transport and Communications also attaches major importance to the logistics sector as a strategic goal, and there are plans to expand it over the coming years. Over the past decades, the Ministry's focus has been on expanding the road network. This is reflected in the Global Competitiveness Report, which has ranked the Sultanate third in the world for the quality of its roads. As the road network continues to grow, the Ministry aims to integrate the country's transport services. A striking example of this process is the recent opening of the new airports at Duqm and Sohar. Particular importance is being attached to these airports in view of the logistical services they are able to provide for the Sultanate's main economic zones. Following its recent expansion, Salalah Airport can now handle over 2 million passengers. According to the current plan, it will be further expanded in future to handle up to 6 million passengers. While it's used to serve only domestic routes, it now operates daily flights to a number of international destinations. Muscat's new international airport will increase its annual handling capacity to 12 million passengers in the near future. Under its three-stage plan for further development in response to future demand, this number will rise to 24 million passengers by the end of Stage 1, 36 million by the end of Stage 2, and 48 million by the end of Stage 3. In addition to the road, airport and seaport projects, work has also begun on a totally new transport sector for the Sultanate, the railway. By providing world-class logistical services for the transport of people and goods, the railway will link Oman's major economic and commercial zones and land and sea crossing points. Under the Transport and Communication Ministry's plan, a logistics hub will be established in the South Batana Governorate to operate as the nationwide centre for the country's logistics sector. Covering an area of nearly 95 square kilometres, it's been designed to capitalise on the Sultanate of Oman's unique geographical location, which has enabled the country to play a significant role in international trade throughout its history. In recent years, the health sector's main focus has been on increasing the number of healthcare facilities, particularly health centres and polyclinics. This commitment to primary health services has won the Ministry of Health several awards, including the Sultan Qaboos Award for Excellence in E-Government in 2010, the United Nations Public Service Award First Prize in 2012, and the World Summit on the Information Society Award First Prize in 2013. Having distinguished itself in the field of basic healthcare, the Ministry is now turning its attention to the provision of advanced and specialist healthcare. This has been the driving force behind the establishment of the Medical City, which is due to be built over an area of 5 million square metres. The Ministry expects the new city to include high-quality specialist medical centres, while supporting and promoting scientific research and providing training for Omani nationals in a wide range of fields. It's because medical care is so important that the country's different government departments and institutions are working closely together to develop and upgrade their respective health establishments. One example of this is the police hospital. When completed, it will be one of the biggest hospitals in the Sultanate and will provide an impressive range of specialist services. Every effort is being made to boost the proficiency of the armed services and bring them into line with other new developments in the international arena and the demands of the modern age. The aim here is to ensure that the military continue to play an ever greater role in serving the community, while improving government services in general. The National Defence College has been set up to run courses in strategic security and defence studies. By raising the standards of the country's military commanders in the relevant disciplines, its goal is to generate effective general policies while upgrading national strategies and ensuring the highest possible levels of crisis management. The Military Technical College, built on an area of 1 million square meters, supplies the Ministry of Defence and the Sultan's armed forces with trained nationals who are equipped with high-level engineering and technological qualifications. The police college was established in the Walayat of Nizwa in 1980. Its name was later changed to the Sultan Qaboos Academy for Police Sciences. As well as teaching Royal Oman police personnel the academic disciplines they need for their duties as members of the police force, the academy also equips them with the necessary practical skills and expertise. Ever since the beginning of Oman's Renaissance, the oil and gas sector has been the mainstay of the national economy and its main engine of growth. This is why the government has always attached huge importance to its development and to providing it with qualified nationals. In July 2015, the Sultanate's crude oil production passed the 1 million barrels a day barrier for the first time in the country's history. Under the Oil and Gas Ministry's strategic plan, investment in the oil sector is expected to exceed $100 billion over the next 10 years. The ministry also aims to create between 10 and 15,000 direct employment opportunities in addition to other jobs in related fields. In a new and positive development for the natural gas sector, Oman LNG, liquefied natural gas, has merged with Khalat LNG to form a single company under the name of Oman LNG. It's based in the Walayat of Sur. While the oil and gas sector continues to grow, the government also attaches great importance to developing the non-oil sectors in the interests of economic diversification. One major initiative in this connection is the establishment of 9 industrial estates and free zones in various parts of the country. The Sohar Economic Zone, which occupies a strategic location near the main international trade routes, has attracted investments totaling over $21 billion. Its main projects include, among others, Sohar Industrial Port, the Sohar Refinery, Sohar Aluminium, and the Oman Polypropylene Plant. The economic zone in Duqm offers an excellent example of how to capitalize on Oman's Indian Ocean coastline. The dry dock, the second largest enterprise of its kind in the Middle East, has joined Duqm's other mega projects in helping to make the area a unique economic and tourist zone. Along with the importance it attaches to economic diversification, the government has also committed to diversifying the country's energy sources. With its long hours of guaranteed sunshine, Oman is one of the sunniest countries in the world. The Authority for Electricity Regulation has issued the first license for solar power generation in the Walayat of Al Mazuna. However, the most striking initiative in this regard has come from PDO, Petroleum Development Oman, which has signed a contract with an American company for the construction of the Mirrah station. Mirrah means mirror in Arabic, the world's biggest solar power station. Another non-oil sector is tourism, which promises to be a mainstay of Oman's economic sustainability. The Sultanate has numerous unique tourist attractions, which range from stunning natural beauty to an age-old heritage, a rich and varied culture, and top-class tourist services. This is the governorate of Musandam, where the rocky landscape is embraced by the sea and the waters of the Sea Oman, where they meet the Arabian Gulf. Visitors flock here in droves to marvel at the magnificent scenery and indulge in their favorite pastimes, diving and fishing. From the craggy shores of Musandam to the wadis of the Batna, the lofty peaks of the Dakalia, the golden sands of the Shakir, the World Heritage sites of the Dahriya, and the monsoon rains of Dofas Kharif, one of Arabia's most unusual weather phenomena. These are some examples of the Sultanate's attractions as a tourist destination. While promoting tourism, the Sultanate is also committed to maintaining its cultural identity and traditions. It's for this reason that the government has established modern museums to showcase the country's history for the benefit of visitors and the rising generations. His Majesty the Sultan laid the foundation stone of the Oman Through the Ages Museum, a museum which documents the country's history over successive historical eras. The importance attached by the Sultanate to its heritage was echoed beyond the country's borders when Nizwa was chosen as the 2015 capital of Islamic culture in recognition of its history and its role in spreading Islamic culture over the ages. These forts and castles were more than just defensive structures. They were also beacons of knowledge and learning, as well as important centres of social life, democratic practice, and mutual consultation. Today, they offer the visitor a unique opportunity to experience history at first hand. A belief in dialogue and mutual consultation is deeply ingrained in Omani culture, and His Majesty the Sultan is strongly committed to this principle. His tours of the country have taken him to the different regions of the Sultanate and enabled him to listen to the members of the public and hear of their daily concerns. Turning this principle into a reality that reflects the character of a modern, institution-based state, His Majesty issued orders for the establishment of the State Consultative Council. It was later replaced by the Majlis al-Shura, or Consultation Council. in a move designed to demonstrate Oman's unique democratic experience, an experience compatible with the nature of Omani society, and one which has continued to evolve over a series of well-planned and carefully studied stages. The establishment of the Majlis al-Shura was followed by the creation of the Majlis al-Dawla, or State Council, and the Municipal Councils. Each of these councils plays its part in involving members of the community in their country's development. Along with the spirit of tolerance that has enabled the Omanis to form ties with the peoples of the world since ancient times, Oman's historic qualities of prudence and sagacity have become enshrined as a school of political thought in its own right. A school that has attracted worldwide attention and respect since its foundations were laid by His Majesty the Sultan. These foundations are shaped by the principles of peace and non-interference in the affairs of others. With its balanced vision and wise policies, Oman enjoys friendly relations with all countries. Its cordial relations with its neighbours are guided by the principles of mutual respect and non-interference in the affairs of other states. The Sultanate has played a significant role in resolving numerous conflicts and crises in the region, including mediation aimed at reaching solutions that will ensure peace and security for its peoples. The message that Oman has taken upon itself to convey to the whole of humanity is one that affirms the sanctity of human life, as well as a belief in the universal need for security and dignity.